Hi, this is Tom Shanahan of spiritualadrenaline.com. I'm here today with Lama Solstrom Yeshe of the KTT Monastery in Woodstock, New York. Lama, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Tom.
Lots of folks ask me when I come up here to this beautiful monastery or go on other Buddhist retreats, what's the chanting about? They want to understand why Buddhists spend time chanting, and also what the meditation's about. A lot of folks have said to me, they have difficulty sitting still for 5 minutes, and to meditate for 10 minutes or a half hour just seems like an eternity. So what's the import of both the meditation and the chanting in a Buddhist practice?
Well, the meditation is to help tame our minds, that our minds are pretty wild. A term that is frequently used is monkey mind. Think of monkeys in a cage at the zoo, or loose in the zoo in a pen.
I plead guilty.
Yes, and so that's why you can't sit still for 5 minutes. And it isn't that your body, people frequently, when they start meditating, they start fidgeting and moving their legs and so forth. And it's not that the body can't settle down, it's the mind that can't settle down. And that unease then gets translated through the body in most cases.
I see.
And so it is called taming the mind, taming that monkey mind. And the way it works is that you learn to not be, you might say, thrown off balance when a thought or an emotion or an impulse arises, and just come back to whatever is the object of meditation. Mm-hmm. There can be different objects of meditation. The most common in Tibetan Buddhism is you would meditate on the breath, following the breath out, following the breath in. You could also sit and meditate on a statue, for instance, like the statue of the Buddha, where you would just visually look at the Buddha, and when your mind wanders, something frightening, interesting comes up in your mind, just come back to visually looking at the Buddha. Mm-hmm. And what this does is you're developing a habit of coming back to what you are focusing on, what's happening right now, rather than what's happening in your mind.
Right, right. And what about the chanting?
Well, the chanting, there are a number of different levels that chanting works on. One is it's a type of meditation, mm-hmm. because you're reading and then you are chanting, and when you get distracted and everybody goes on without you, you have to come back.
I see.
And join them. So you're coming back continually to what is happening right now in the moment.
I see. I see. That's fascinating. And if you're in the group, you stay with the group, or you come back to what the group is doing.
Yeah.
Do you agree with me that it's becoming increasingly difficult with technology and multitasking for people to focus and avoid acting on the impulse?
I think so, that because of the digital world that we live in, where you have an impulse and you put it out on social media, and then 100 people react to it on impulse. Mm-hmm.
And our president's doing that right now.
Yes, yes.
So for people, you specialize in working with people with trauma in their lives. Is it more difficult for people with a traumatic past to control the impulse? Does it take them longer to learn to try and tame that monkey mind?
I don't know. I really do not know. The one thing that I can tell you, because I worked as a prison chaplain for 8 years, mm-hmm. and I have been going into the prison as a volunteer, both before I got the job and then after I retired. And with inmates, one of the big problems is low impulse control.
I see.
Everybody that works in the prison will say that low impulse control.
I see.
And on the other hand, inmates can be taught to meditate.
Even under those circumstances of being incarcerated?
Even under those circumstances.
Wow. Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Lama. If you're interested in learning more about chanting or meditation, you can visit our website at spiritualadrenaline.com, or you can visit the KTD website at www.kagyu.org. Lama, thank you so much.
Thank you, Tom.